All right. So Monday we talked a lot about. I felt like we talked a lot about mindset, motivation, getting the week started, getting everything going. We talked about what we were gonna accomplish. So right away off the bat, I want to start with that. So I'm gonna call out the two people from Monday that are here. I'll start with Sue. Sue, you talked on Monday. You said you wanted to accomplish. You were committed to making calls. You wanted to get that done. Talk to me. How did that go? Were you able to make that happen? What challenges did you have? Any points you want to make?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, Victor. Did I get on? Could you hear me?
Yeah. What was it that you said you were committing to?
I was committing to making calls and getting further organized together with the team. That was accomplished. We spent 3 days in the office, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We did make calls. Me personally, I can tell you I had 3 calls. However, by being in the office, I did receive a lead that we're currently working on, which is obviously a great thing, right? Other wonderful things happened with the team, finalized our LinkedIn logins, a lot of little things that you don't believe that at the present time makes sense, but in the long run, future, longevity wise, it does make sense. It'll make
you're putting your footprint out there, kind of like putting your LinkedIn. I saw you guys were setting up things on social media, on things like that. It's establishing your footprint,
Absolutely. Even the presentation, buyer seller presentation. Again, I'm a new, I'd say the rookie, right, of the team. Nevertheless, I'm hungry, have passion for it, and I see everyone else, especially those on the call right now, working just as much, and you guys are an inspiration. So just know that, whatever you guys are doing, whether you think it's little or not, you are definitely inspiring and pushing others around you.
Absolutely. Well said. I love it. Let's go over to Mithun. Mithun, you're there. I haven't heard your voice, but I know you jumped on early. What was it that you said on Monday that you wanted to accomplish, or you committing to the actions you were committing to do? And I know it's still Friday, Friday and Saturday still count. We're not at the very end, but talk to me. How did it work out? What did you commit to doing, and did you do it? Or if you didn't, why not? What challenges came up? Share with us, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Good morning, Vic. So basically, what I talked about on Monday was doing the foundational things for my business, like, setting up a lot of things, business cards, headshots, putting things out on my social media, which I can definitely tell you social media I have not accomplished yet. That's something I want to work on next week for sure. But also we sat down together to go over things for the workshop I'm doing next week. And so I've been studying that, pretty much putting my focus on the foundational things. But specifically, I guess I still got a lot left to do on my list.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Trust me. I was watching Suhei work on some of the things this week, and it's a lot, and it's just going task after task after task, and there's a million things to get done. But by the way, man, shout out to you too with your buyer's workshop that you're doing, man. Can you talk a little bit about that? What you got going on with that? You literally just got started, man, like a week or two ago, and you're already doing a buyer's workshop with how many buyers are attending? How'd you get that set up? How are you doing that? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So basically, one of my childhood friends, recently became an MLO, and he works with a broker that wanted to set up a first-time homebuyers workshop to kind of teach, first-time homebuyers, you don't have to have amazing credit and, $100,000 in the bank to be able to be a homeowner, because we got a lot of people renting out here for 2 times the price that they can pay for a mortgage, So he basically set that up, and he reached out to me and wanted to invite a real estate agent to kind of talk about the home buying process side of it. And so, we got 6 people attending so far, 6 first-time home buyers, and we're basically doing a little, seminar, workshop, presentation from the lending side and the real estate side on what the process of buying a home is like for, your first time. Sort of thing like that.
Cool. So let's see, Matt. Well, I know you're waiting on your headshot. send me, if you even have any picture, I don't know, it could be like from a wedding you went to, even like something, and we could maybe edit it a little bit to not look like you're, just edit the background or something. Because you really, man, want to at least create a flyer and get something out there for now. I know you're gonna get your headshot probably by early next week, but I really think you should start pushing that flyer out on social media now, and then we can push it as well, man, and just put it out there and share it, and hopefully, that attendance goes up, and obviously the LO can share it. And then, talk to them about, just trying to get as many people out there as possible. We could even do an email. We can mass email it to buyers that have come in through our leads. We can definitely put it out there. But if you don't have any picture, man, then we'll just create the flyer without pictures for now. We'll just put logos and things like that. Whoever that lender you're working with, send me the logo, and we'll put something cool together that we can at least start sharing and letting people know the place, the time. Send me all the details, the address, the time,
Definitely will.
information that I should know, and then we'll put a flyer together so we can start sharing that, man.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, and don't forget to prepare, man, because they're gonna drill you with questions, and I know you just got the ball rolling. So we'll sit down next week and work on that, man, for sure.
Thank you.
Another thing too, Align is doing an open house this weekend, guys. If you guys know any buyers, Align, you want to share a little bit about that listing you have, man? I know you've been posting a lot about it, but it's a very unique listing. So any, I know you're doing the open house tomorrow. I don't know what time it is exactly, but you wanna share a little bit about that? You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, we got the open house tomorrow from 12 to 3. We got Elite coming over to do the MLO stuff with the buyers, and Vogue's gonna be in house too to talk about title as well to
Nice.
the buyers and the buyers agents.
Is it a duplex, single family, or is it a duplex, right?
Yeah, it's a big ass house.
Oh, it's a duplex, but it's not zone duplex. That's the thing about your listing,
yeah,
right?
that's the thing. So what the guy didn't want to do the zoning for it. He didn't want to change it, the land use, but it is a multifamily and you can zone it to do the duplex. You could also build on top. You can keep going higher. It does have a rooftop terrace that can host, I don't know, 100 people on the roof. So it's a great for entertaining.
So Align does a really, really great job throwing open houses, man. So if you want to stop by to kind of see some of the newer agents, if you want to stop by and just to check out the property, even if you don't have a buyer, but you want to at least get an idea, like, man, how to throw an open house, how to set it up, man. Align's open houses are great examples on what you need to do to make sure your open house is great.
What's the list price on it? Sorry.
It's a 785. I just posted in the chat. I sent the flyer. It's 785,900.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
It's getting pricey out there, Miami.
Sweetwater, not even Miami. Sweetwater. It's down there. It's down there. But
pricey.
It's up there.
Guys, I promise you, we're talking about the market and how things are going out of control and prices and everything, man. But guys, there's still so many transactions, so many stuff. Go on the MLS, guys, and go to close sale. Don't put any criteria. Just leave it open. Just go to single family homes and condos for sale, and go to close sales and put 0 to 15 days, and you'll see there's almost 5,000 properties that have sold in the last 15 days. Go back 30 days and you'll see how many have gone. Guys, there's still a lot of business out there. Almost 5,000 properties selling. That means that that's 5,000 buyers and that's 5,000 sellers, because you need usually a buyer and a seller to make a transaction happen. So guys, there's still a lot of business out there. There's a lot of opportunity. It's not like, oh, we're only, the market, we're only selling, 1,000 homes a month or something. No, guys, it's thousands. And and that's just in the last 15 days. I didn't even go back 30 days. So in the last 30 days, it's probably double. It's probably like 10,000. So guys, there's a lot of transaction, a lot of business out there, a lot of things to obtain. So I've been kind of getting the sense, some of the conversations I'm just having with people this week has been a lot about the market. A lot of people are talking about the market. So I kind of wanted to get maybe some input from you guys that are in the trenches. As far as what nuances are you seeing? What is your what are you kind of seeing in the market? Where do you personally see it going? And you know, and again, I know I'm not a huge producer, like I'm not out there, I'm still out there. So one of the things one of the things I see is that homes have gotten expensive. It's gotten to the point where some buyers are feeling like, man, like I can't believe that to get in the market in Miami Gardens, I need to spend X amount, you know? And it's like, you know, that is what it is. But when I run through them the other options, which is renting and being here renting, especially the way rents have gone up so much, once I show them that, once I go through that conversation, show them numbers, show them what you know, what 335, because 3-bedroom homes right now are renting crazy. It's like 3,500, 4,000, like still even more. But in that area, and I show them, well, you know, you could be putting 40,000 a year into your rent. That's just going away. Or, you know, you could be putting, well, probably less than that because your mortgage will probably end up being less. And they're able to see that comparison between renting and buying, which is, Mitum, you should look into maybe doing something like that too for your buyer seminar. And it shows them, it's like, wow, it opens their eyes, like, okay, yeah, you know, the market is expensive, everything is, you know, high, but I'm still better off, you know, if I'm gonna live in South Florida, I'm still better off buying, you know. If you want something cheaper, then, you know, your other options is to go to, you know, the middle of nowhere, Florida, you know. So if you want to be here, man, it's still, you know, it's still that, you know, it's still better than renting. It's still better putting your money into something where you're gaining equity. I don't see the market falling. I still see the demand. The way I see it, guys, is even though rates are going up, yes, that's going to throw some people off, because anytime something gets more expensive, I feel like it throws a few people off. Like, you know, Netflix went up $3 a month and they lost, I don't know how many, was it 200,000 or 2 million? I don't know. It was a bunch of subscribers because it went up $3, you know? So it throws people off at first, but I feel people are going to rationalize that, okay, well, you know, it's still better to jump and get into the market and buy, even if rates are 5%. Eventually, right now, I've been seeing rates around the 5s. I feel like eventually that's just going to become the new norm. We're just in the spot where rates just got to 5%. So everybody at first is like, oh my God, it's so expensive. But if rates stay around 5% for another month or two, everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, you know, that's what it is. You know, I just got to get a house at 5%, you know? So I do think and this is just based on information from economists. I've heard it from multiple ends of people that rates will go back down eventually. But you know, and again, and I think if rates go back down, then demand is going to go back up and prices are going to go even higher. So I really think regardless, the best time to get into the market is always today, you know. The future is uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen. Nobody has a crystal ball. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. But I think the best time to get into the market still is now. And I speak that to my clients and I make them understand that. So I wanted to hear a little bit about you guys. What are you guys seeing? What are your clients kind of telling you? What is your sense of this little bit of crazy market we're going through right now, where rates kind of have jumped up? Anybody want to share?
No, I don't, because I was actually just doing.
Actually, I have a question. I mean, it's in relation to that, but I'm actually noticing that some of the properties that are going off market are coming back on market much faster as well. So I'm not sure if I want to say it's not stabilizing or normalizing, but it seems like it's slowing a little bit. I don't know if anyone else is seeing the same, but just from the lists and things I've been on and the houses I've been tracking, is that something?
Can you elaborate what you meant by the very beginning?
So,
that properties are,
yeah, so like something will go off market maybe within a week, which is what we've been seeing for the last year or so, or year or two.
and then the deal falls apart and comes
You know,
back
a deal will
on.
fall apart very soon after, and you'll see it come back on market, but I'm seeing it happen multiple times on the same property. So I don't know if it's an indicator that, you know, buyers aren't qualified, or it's just like normal thing. Maybe they're not getting financing. I'm not sure, but I'm seeing it slow a tad. Is that
Well,
true, or?
Well, one of the ways that, and we'll see when the statistics come out, because statistics usually, like for this month, which is pretty much the month that rates kind of started going up now. Well, we won't know until like the end of May to see exactly how that plays out, or like mid-May. But I would imagine there's a lot of people that got caught and that got that pre-approval letter at 3%. And all of a sudden, when they get the house on their contract, well, the rate's gone up to 4.5%, 5%.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, you don't qualify for the house anymore. I would imagine that definitely has happened. I think that's happened to some of our offers, our agents that have put offers. That I've heard that once or twice. So I would imagine something like that. But are you saying a slowdown in the market of just buyers in general?
Yeah, just like the amount of qualified buyers and actual inventory.
Anybody wanna chime in on their thoughts on that question?
Well, I've noticed the same thing she has, where properties are under contract, buyers want to go see the property's under contract, and then all of a sudden, a few days later, it's back. But I think it has to do with what you're saying, just because the interest rates went up so fast and people aren't qualifying. Because usually I call and try to ask, kind of what happened. They tell you, sometimes they tell you the truth, sometimes they don't. And usually they'll tell you it was a financing issue. So,
Okay.
So financing.
but I mean, you never know. I try to ask, but not that you don't know if you're going to get the truth or not, but I always try to ask.
One of the things that I try to do, guys, is I try to always ask, like, how many offers did you get? Because that always lets me know, well, what's my competition out there? So if I don't get an offer, or if I call about a listing agents, like, listen, I already have, pretty much a lot of offers. I like to ask, well, how many more or less do you have? So that way I know, and I don't know, and this is a great question to ask you guys. Have you guys noticed like less offers? Like, are listing agents getting less offers? I haven't really noticed that, but I don't know, maybe you guys do more than me. Are listing agents getting less offers? Are there less buyers out there looking? What would you think?
That ultimately depends on if you believe what the listing agent tells you as far as offers that they have on hand.
That's true too. That's true.
Because I don't.
Everybody's a liar.
So like, you can tell me you have 30 offers, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, okay, like whatever. I take that like a grain of salt.
But those of you with listings currently, are you getting the same amount of offers you have been before? Because I don't do that many listings myself, so I'm usually on the buyer side.
I would say it still depends on the area. From what I'm seeing, it still depends. There's certain areas.
There's still areas that are hot.
That are still very hot. That like right now, like I was saying, that Fort Lauderdale area, for example. We just had one of our agents put an offer, and then, man, it was just, they told me that they lost out to somebody with 80,000 above asking price, and that's in that Victoria Park, like close to Las Olas, more or less around there.
Victoria Park's quick.
So I would say there's still some really, really hot areas that are very, very high on demand. But then there's some areas that surprisingly, I don't know, like it seems maybe like it's a little slower, like, people are not trying to jump to get in there necessarily.
I'm like actually looking in the Pines, Miramar area, and it seems like things are coming back on market.
And a lot of things have to do with, like, the pricing and things like that. What we're gonna see, listen, the market, the way like right now we're putting a property and we're listing it at 450,000 as a townhome in Pines, and I feel like it's a little bit overpriced. So I feel like we're not gonna get too much demand at first. But I set that expectation with the owner, and I said, listen, if after a week or two it's quiet, we need to drop price to what I told you we should drop, which I said we should list around like 419, 425, but he wanted 450. So we'll, sometimes it's hard to tell at first, because we list high, and you might not get that much demand at first because the price is a little ridiculous. But you never know how it's gonna go. Look how it went, Nerm, when you're listing. We thought we were listing it pretty high, and you got a ton of activity on that one. So
yeah.
Cool. Nerm had a listing that what was it? You sold it for 550, was it?
Yeah, it actually, I think we thought it, when we initially did the presentation, we thought we were gonna like maybe get like I think we told them 430, and then we ended up selling it like 3 months later for 550.
And then the person who bought it listed it a few weeks later for 30,000
560
higher, right?
Yeah,
Or
but
no?
I think she ended up dropping it to 569.
Ah, okay.
Make anything on it. I don't know. But
Okay. So yeah, guys. So I mean, I still think there's still a lot of demand. I mean, we're gonna see what the market kind of tells us now. I mean, we're still so early in this new market of rates gone a little higher that it's kind of hard to tell. But you know, so that's why I always like to ask you guys. I've been asking people all week, and loan officers are really good to ask too, because LOs can tell you based on how many pre-approvals they're getting, you know. Sometimes if a LO tells you, oh, you know, like I haven't really gotten too many pre-approvals this month, you know, compared to the month before, or compared to April or of last year, you know, then that's an indicator too. That kind of tells you, you know, maybe buyers are, you know, a little more reluctant. I do get the sense. I'll share this one last thing, and then I'll change it up to talk about one last thing before we finish this call. I do get the sense that people are really feeling like we might be heading towards a market crash. Like people always say that, but I feel like there's a like a lot of investors and things like that are really feeling like that's happening. I don't think so. I disagree. I think I can see the slowdown happening. But I don't think it's like a full crash or anything like that. I don't really see that. But because I just don't understand why it would happen. I just think the demand is still going to be out there, you know. Rents are crazy right now. That's another huge thing right now. Miami rents are just out of control. Guys, I've been telling some of the agents, if you're going to work a rental deal, if it's not maybe 2,500 and up, don't even bother with it, because it's so hard. It's such a hassle. Suhei knows better. Suhei was working with a client like around that $1,700, $1,800 range, and it was a pain in the ass. It was a nightmare. Because you know, even in rentals, people are overbidding, so it's very, very challenging. May had a rental listing. I mean, you must have gotten what, 20, 30
Guys,
offers in that price range?
It was ridiculous. I woke up, I had like over 100 text messages, forget phone calls. Like, I don't even know if I lost business that week, because I had to stop just answering my phone until I got it under contract. Even though I put in the broker remarks, like, do not call. Like, I put everything specifically so you don't even call me. It was on Supra. There was no reason to call me. I had all the condo information. So it was a disaster. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
And it was literally, I rented it. It was going for 2,300, and it ended up, we rented it for 25.
Yeah.
So, and then we could have gotten higher if it wasn't for my client who felt bad,
But guys, don't ever worry about market. Even if it's a slowdown, in my opinion, I still always see there's still a lot of business out there. Even when 2008 happened, there was realtors that, you know, still made it through. As long as you focus on the business, you focus on what you're doing, you're prospecting, you're marketing, there's always buyers, there's always sellers out there. You might have to adjust certain things, but you know, there's always deals to be made. Guys, that being said, I know it's Friday. I know we're tied up. We got a lot of stuff going on. I want to kind of talk a little bit about what we kind of talked about on Monday. And I noticed on Mondays, and I want to set that tone. I want to spend a little bit of time, even if it's just 10, 15 minutes on our Monday call, kind of going over what you want to commit for that week. You know, if you really want to, you know, put it out there, kind of have some sort of accountability. We can do it in this call, spend a little bit of time on that. As you saw, I spent literally 5 minutes with Suhei and Mithun just talking about that. So I want to make sure you try to prepare for that. So I wanted to share some things with you real fast. And what I wanted to do is share these questions with you guys. And if you're in front of a computer, you can write these down. Write these questions down. If you're driving, just try to remember them, think about them. And what I try to do is I try to do every Sunday, plan out your week, or at least try to plan out your next 2 to 3 days and what you want to accomplish for that entire week. Okay. So I wanted to go over these questions with you guys and just kind of see if on Sunday you can find some time, whether it's on Sunday, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, very first thing Monday, but you really, really want to do this on a Sunday as you get ready for your week. And it's going through these questions. So I got about 5-6 questions. They're no particular order necessarily, but just some questions that I want you guys to at least be able to look at and be able to answer these questions every Sunday, so that you go to your week with a clear vision of what you want to do every week. You know, every week you have to grow, you have to push yourself forward, but you don't want to freestyle it, because when you're freestyling it, you know, you can get stuff done freestyling, don't get me wrong, but you know, you're not sure if you're really making strides towards what you're trying to get to. So the first question, guys, is what are you committed to achieving this week? So you want to be sitting down, you want to sit down, and this will help you when we talk about these things on Monday, again, be able to go through them. So the first question you want to ask yourself is, what are you committing to achieving this week? You know, I want to make, you know, 150 phone calls. You know, I want to make sure I post 5 times on social media. I want to do, you know, 3 reels on social media. I want to, you know, get this one buyer, you know, that I've been working with under contract. You know, that's my goal. This week I got to get them under contract, or this week I got to get my listing under contract, or I got to go to a training this week, or I want to get that, you know, I want to go to that X training, investor training, or learn a new skill that can help me in my sales. All those things, guys, write them down. You know, write down, what do I want to commit this week? You have your yearly goals, you have your quarterly goals, but when you kind of break them down and you say, okay, I want to do this every week, it kind of gives you a sense of direction. And in your head, you know, like, okay, these are the things I got to make sure that my actions are going towards what I want to achieve this week. All right. The second question is, what challenges might you face? Okay. So after you think about, okay, well, what do I want to achieve this week? Let's talk about the challenges that you might face. Okay. You know, like, you know, stuff comes up, you know, I have, well, you know, I have this, I have an appointment on Wednesday for a doctor, but I'm not sure what time it is. So I got to figure that part out. That might be a challenge that might stop me from, you know, attending something that I want to attend. You know, I have, you know, I have other conflicting things that I got to do with my schedule. I might not have the tools that I need to be able to do what I want to accomplish. So think about that, you know, think about that, what challenges you might face, and write that stuff down. The next question is, what is an area you feel you may need help or support? All right, what is an area you feel you may need help or support? And this is where, again, I come in, where, you know, if you feel like, man, you know, I want to accomplish these things, but I'm not sure how to do this, I'm not sure how to do that, or I would like to do this, but I just don't, I'm not sure what's the easiest way, or maybe I do, but it takes so long, maybe there's a better way to do it. You know, write down what areas you feel you may need help or support, and reach out to me directly with those things. These are things that you can reach out to me, schedule some time. You know, anytime you got something going on, feel free to schedule. You know, Suhei has a listing appointment this weekend, so she's like, hey, can we meet tomorrow, because I want to go over this listing appointment. I said, sure, let's go. So we're meeting today at 11:30, 12 to be able to go over that, you know. So that's an area she feels she needs some support, she needs some help. So I'm here for you guys for that. Just let me know. And you just gotta text me, or sometimes it's simple, it's just a quick phone call, we don't need to do an appointment. But figure out what's an area you feel you may need help or support when it comes to those things that you're committing to achieve for the week. Now, this is important, and this is probably one of the biggest keys here, is create your priority list. Now open your calendar. Are your priorities reflected on your calendar? And that's probably a major key of all these questions, is you have your things you have to do. What's priority? Okay, what are the things that are like, okay, well, I want to get all these things done, but you always have your more important things that you want to make sure you do. Once you created that list, open your calendar. Are your priorities reflected in your calendar? You know, your priorities are, I want to work out every morning. I want to make sure I want to work out because I want to have more energy. I want to feel better during the day. So is it on your calendar that you're gonna go work out, at 8:30 in the morning, 7:30 in the morning, whenever you want to go? I want to make sure I follow up with my old leads, my old realtor.com leads that I haven't contacted in a while. I was using an analogy this week with Maylene, and I said, leads are like avocados. And I I was like, yeah, it's like leads are like avocados. But you imagine you have a bunch of avocados in front of you, and you're going through all these avocados trying to find the best ones, the ripe ones, because those are the ones that are ready. But every time you find a bad one that's not ready, you toss it behind you. And so you're tossing a bunch of avocados behind you, and you're too busy looking for the right ones in front of you. That while you've been looking, there's some of those you threw behind you are ripe and they're ready, but you have to reach out. You have to make contact. You have to reach out to them. You have to go back and look at those old leads. And guys, everybody here can tell you a story of a lead that, I talked to that guy 8 months ago, and we finally closed them. I know May, you have a story like that. I know Align has a story like that. So there's always potential stuff in the past. You just have to go back to it. So anyway, so yeah, you want to create, what is your priority? So if you want to make those, 50 calls, I want to reach out to those realtor.coms. I want to exercise. I want to meditate. I want to work on my, my branding. I want to, again, are those priorities reflected in your calendar? Are you setting up time to make those calls? And just put them in your calendar. Open up Google Calendar or your phone calendar, whatever it is you use, and put it in there. Say, okay, I want to do this at this time. Okay, and then I want to do that at this time. Take some time. Lunch, I'm gonna go to lunch from 1 to 2. Put that on your calendar. Focus on that, guys, and I feel like that'll help you. I'm not a huge calendar person, but it's helped me put a lot of things in it, and it just helps me. And I see that reminder. I'm like, 15 minutes before I gotta do it, I get that reminder like, oh, I gotta do this. So I gotta focus on ending whatever I'm doing in the next 15 minutes so I can start focusing on the next task that I have to do. And I know, again, like, it's not perfect. Life throws things at us, but I promise you, you'll probably be a notch more productive if you are able to put that stuff on your calendar and try to stay organized. It won't be perfect. Stuff comes up. We know in our business, we have showings, we have a million things, but at least if you are able to put a little something on your calendar, it'll help you tremendously. Or at least a notch more. Did somebody say something? Go ahead.
There's this thing called have your calendar work for you. And in essence, it's your calendar is your business. That's exactly what it is. And you're consistently working on your business hour by hour if you put it in your calendar. And in essence, it's called having your calendar work for you. Yeah, I'll send you there's a cool YouTube video of a TED talker. I'll send it to everybody so you guys can see what it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how you should be in your job. Look, I'll use NERM as an example. NERM, you have a 9 to 5, right? You work a 9 to 5. Do you have a calendar at your 9 to 5 that you have to do? Okay, I gotta do this, and then at 11 I gotta do that, and then
I do. It's full of meetings, but yes.
It's full of meetings and tasks and things you have to get done, right?
Yeah.
Treat your real estate business just like you do when you go to a job. It's like, okay, well, we have to do this from this time to this time, and then from that time to that time we're focused on that. It's the same thing. But what would you imagine you didn't have a calendar at your job? What would you get done?
I don't think I get much done, but I think what I need to do is incorporate my real estate stuff. I have been doing more of that into my actual work calendar, which makes it easier for me to like block off time. Because having a 9 to 5, being a part-time agent, I have my weekends and evenings, and any time in between I can do little things is critical. So. All
right. And you're here, and you made time to be here on this call today. So, you just got to try to, again, focus on these things. And and do these things, you know, on a Sunday. Prepare for your week and see where you can fit in, you know, some of those real estate prospecting activities that you can do. I always tell you, Norm, you have so many contacts, you know so many people. You just have
No,
to
I
tap
think I just
into
don't
it.
tap. I don't tap them because I'm scared of giving people less than stellar service. So
Mhm.
I always say that, but
I know, but you know,
Yeah.
I always tell you, I got your back. So whenever you get
Yeah.
you get that, you know, I got your back. All right.
appreciate it.
All right. Next
For sure,
question.
for sure. I'm backing you up on that, Victor, for sure. Mala, because I'm calling you Mala. No, I'm not gonna call you Mala because you might not like that. My apologies. No, but I said it in a cool way, Mala, because of like the Malas, you know? Good vibes. So yes, I'm a part-time realtor too. Yeah, you know, my mouth gets me in trouble. You know, my mouth gets me in trouble. You know, hey, that's my foot, you know, broke my toe, stuck my foot in my mouth.
Nerm is cool, man. Nerm is cool.
No, tell me whatever you need to.
I'm telling you, he helps. I am not a full-time realtor either. Believe me, Victor have helped immensely. You have no clue. Dude,
Yeah.
pick up the phone. Call him up.
Yeah, no, Vic's been good. My last deal, he helped me out a lot. So we're definitely, I'll reach out if you need it. It's
I'm
just,
trying to tell you to use
and-
them. I'm trying to say to use them more.
yeah,
Use them as much as you have to.
I do.
I'm kind of crazy there.
Trust me, and me and Nerm go way back, way back.
I know.
So she knows I'm there for her whenever she needs it, you know. So
Appreciate it.
all right, guys. So
With that nice
last
vibe.
question: how much prospecting time will you do this week? How many appointments will you book? And how many either buyer consultations, listing appointments, networking events will you attend? What are your intended results? So write down, put a number on it. How much prospecting time will you do this week? 5 hours, 3 hours, 8 hours. Put a number on it. Write it down. How many appointments will you book? How many events will you attend? How many meetings will you attend? What is that you want? What are the results that you ultimately want from the things that you're doing this week? Okay, and make sure that if you're gonna do 5 hours of prospecting, that's an hour a day that you put time on your calendar to do that prospecting. You know, so make sure you put your intended results, whatever it is that you want to accomplish. What are the intended results at the end of the day? Write those down. Write down what you want to happen. I know you guys are big believers on, you know, just putting it out there on the universe and establishing, you know, say you already have it and, you know, you make it happen. So make sure you write that down as well. So again, so these are the questions, guys. Just kind of go over it. What are you committed to achieving this week? What challenges might you face? What is an area you feel you may need help or support? Create your priority list and make sure it's reflected on your calendar. And then finish it off with, what are your intended results? So you can do this, guys, in 15, 20 minutes and you can plan your week. Okay, you can plan your whole week, or at least have committed to what you want to do. And I always tell you guys that don't focus so much on planning. You know, I used to plan goals for the year, and now I look at quarters, and now I go, and then I started like focusing on, well, let's plan the whole week. And now I go even granular, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to, like, I can't plan on Sunday night. I don't know what I'm going to be doing Thursday or Friday. So I always try to focus on, like, all right, well, at least let me see if I can take care of Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then at some point on a Wednesday night or something, or a Tuesday night, I try to figure out, okay, what am I doing Thursday and Friday and Saturday? So just, you know, put it on your calendar, try to focus on these questions. Even if you go through them, you write them down. I promise you guys, this stuff will help, and it will help you be more, you know, mindful of your business, be more connected with it, and you'll be able to, you know exactly where you're going. And then on Mondays, when we share on our calls and we talk about this stuff, we'll you know, you guys also will have a few things. You guys will have a full list of things like, hey, I want to commit to this and that. Any questions about that? All right, guys. So I'll finish this up, guys. Just, you know, again, I wanted to do these calls. They're not necessarily trainings on a specific subject. They're not really like, I'm not training you on, how to farm for listings or how to do inspections or, it's not about that. These calls are kind of just to be a little bit like this, just a little back and forth. I'm always going to be trying to add value, and sometimes we'll involve some role playing and stuff like that. We're not going to get into that today. We don't really have a lot of time, but I also wanted to kind of do a little bit of that, and we'll switch it up. And then sometimes it might be, focused on a specific subject that I do want to talk to you guys about. On Monday, okay, we're gonna start this. I'm gonna leave the details for Monday because then, I don't want to bring all the details. But on Monday, we're gonna start using Sisu. We're gonna start using a part of Sisu that we haven't used, which is the challenges, the competitions. So on Monday, we're gonna start these competitions. I'm gonna put like 3 or 4 things that we're gonna compete about, and if you participate and you win, or the top 3 people, you'll get a little prize, which again I'm gonna talk about it on Monday. But on Sisu, how you can record your activities, you can record, well, how many hours did you prospect, how many cold calls did you make, how many trainings did you attend. So I'm gonna select a few of those categories. And for those that you want to participate, you want to record your activities on there, I'm going to give you a little incentive to do so. Something cool, probably nothing, to something that, will push you. And I'll give you more of the details of that on Monday. Besides that, guys, before we drop off the call, is there anything anybody else wants to share? Anything at all? Any key takeaways? Anything as we head to the weekend that you guys want to share? No.
I just figured out this reverse prospecting thing on the listing on the MLS. I don't know if you guys are aware of it.
Well, tell us what that is. I didn't know about that for a long time. So
yeah, I just found out today because somebody did it to me, and I'm like, "How'd you get my email?" And he's told me, and I'm like, "Okay, so let me see how I'm gonna do it." So I went onto my listing on the MLS and then did the counter hit, and there it has a little. It really says it straight up, reverse prospecting. You click on it, it shows you all the realtors that have buyers that they sent your listing to. And since I'm having the open house tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and email, I don't know, it's like 50, 70 realtors or something like that I just grabbed. I'm going to email them the open house flyer for tomorrow so they can come join it. And you can see if their buyers liked it. As well.
Absolutely.
So
and sometimes out of these people. And sometimes I get calls. So some realtors, they'll go further and be like, well, I'm going to look up this realtor's phone number and I'm going to call them.
Well, it's there. It's there. Yeah. Everything's there now.
I remember when I discovered that, I was like, wow, now what?
Man. I was like, what am I doing this now? I put it in an Excel spreadsheet. I got their phone numbers. Obviously the two that I saw.
I was like, now what?
It's like, oh my God, this is dangerous.
All right, guys. Lion, thank you for sharing that, man. Guys, it's been a crazy week. It's been a hell of a week. Just remember, guys, that as tiring as it gets, as hard as it gets, as exhausting as it gets, that's where you grow. You grow from that, I always remember this thing from, when I was in high school, I got this job passing out flyers. I don't even remember what I was passing out flyers for, but I was just I was in a commercial area putting flyers in like the shopping centers of like Winn-Dixie and wherever. I was just passing flyers. And I remember being exhausted. I was like, man, I've been passing flyers since like the morning and it's already like 3-4 o'clock. And I remember the guy that was there, he was like this grown guy. And he was like in his 20s and he was a very fit guy. And he was like, man, I still remember how he said it because I thought it was funny. He's like, because I was complaining that I was tired. And he's like, don't complain. This is the shit that makes you stronger. And he's like, you're tired? Don't complain. That's the shit that makes you stronger, that you're tired, And that always kind of stuck with me. And it's true, man. Like you get stronger. Think about, it's the same thing as, working out. You work out, your muscles go through pain, but it's making you stronger. So even though our business has its challenges, it's tough, it gets rough, it gets tiring, it makes us stronger, guys. And on the other side of that is greatness and I promise you guys, I'm working my ass off to bring you guys as much value as I can, to make sure that, you know, you guys have everything you need, where we can all work together and we can all grow and we can all do more business and more sales. So that's my goal. That's my mindset, is just focus on that. Is how can I bring more value so we can all do more deals, all do more business. And I'm working towards that. I'm working towards getting those resources. So, you know, just want to let you know that that's my mission on right now. You know, I'm on, and just, that's all I think about every day. I'm in a great position, guys. And, you know, I'll tell everybody on this call is like family. So I'll tell you guys, you know, I'm in a position where right now I have no kids. I have, you know, I'm single. I don't have anything, you know, I don't have, like, it's not like you guys, like May, that like you have to leave everything right now to go to a dance competition. Well, not to say that's a bad thing. You know, you want to do those things because that's important. That's family stuff. But I'm at a point right now where I you know, in the future that's gonna change, you know, like at some point maybe. And so I got to take advantage of this time now to do what I'm passionate about, and that's this business. So just know that I'm always working on that, guys, and I'm working on it now more than ever. And you know, just like, you know, we had our quarterly meeting and we had a lot of things we announced. I expect that at our next quarterly meeting, or even maybe at the beginning of May, we might have more stuff to announce. And it's just for growth and to do more and to do more. And I know you guys are grinding, you guys are hustling and getting stuff done, and I really appreciate that. And you know, I really believe we're gonna grow a lot together this year. And I'm excited. So I just want to leave you guys off with that. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it going and support each other. And we're gonna do amazing, great things. I promise you. All right.
For sure. For sure.
All right, guys.
Align, I love your picture.
I love that picture, bro. He looks like a DJ, and it's a line of Miami. I see that picture. I don't know why I think he's a DJ or something.
I know, it's true.
Yeah.
Like,
Makes me want to party.
That's funny. That's an old picture, man. It's like 6-7 years old.
yeah.
It
Must have
honestly
been
makes you
8
want to
years.
party. Like it's like.
Looks like
It was at a party. I was at a party.
Huh?
There's a white
Oh, you
space
were at a
behind.
party, Mira?
Yeah,
It
it
looks
was
like
at a party in Wynwood.
Nice.
I love it.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you guys. We'll keep in touch. Sue, I'll see you in a little bit to go over that listing. And guys, have an amazing
Get it,
weekend.
mamacita.
Kill
Get it,
it.
mamacita.
And, and we'll make it happen.
Sorry.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Vic. Thanks,
All right,
everyone.
guys.
Have
Thank
a
you,
good
guys.
weekend.
Take care.
Thank
Have a
you.
good one.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mala. Thank you, Christian. Thank you,
Align,
Alain.
good
Thank
luck
you,
at the open
Misun.
house.
Bye, May.
Wish I could be
Alain,
there.
I'm gonna post
Bye.
that today, baby. Have a great one.
Share it.
Bye,
Share it.
guys.
Yeah,
Share
we're
it.
gonna
Share it.
post. We're
Bye.
gonna post. We're gonna post. Bye.
Bye.